Woman, won't you find your voice? Oh, woman, won't you find your soul? Woman, won't you find your voice? Oh, woman, won't you find your soul?
When I was 19, I discovered that how I had always felt was feminism. So when I was 19, I was studying cultural studies as part of my first degree. And as part of that, I got to read the works of people like bell hooks. And I was just like, it was a bit of an aha moment. And I was like, okay. So when I was young, and I asked my mom questions like, why do you have to prepare food for my dad? And why do you want me to come and help you in the kitchen? So that was about gender norms. And that was about me recognizing and resisting and questioning why she did certain things and why she expected me to do certain things. So then I realized, okay, this is because society has been created in a particular way. And it's been created in a way that says women do X and men do Y. And I'd always resisted that. I'd always said to her when she says, come and help me in the kitchen, I'm reading my book. That was my excuse, I'm reading my book. She used to say to me, one day you're going to let somebody insult me. By somebody, she was referring to one day if you get married, somebody's going to insult me because you're not a very good cook or you don't know how to cook. So, reading about feminism and when I was 19 made me understand that I had always been a feminist because I had always resisted being put in a particular box and being expected to do certain things because I was a woman. African feminism means everything to me. It's my life, it's my passion, it's my day job as well, my night job. It's what I live, it's what I breathe, it's what inspires me to do what I do, to make the decisions I make in my own personal life. It's what I use as a standard for judging myself and assessing myself, to ask myself, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing enough? Am I helping other sisters? Am I reaching out to young women? Am I being a responsible member of society? It's how I assess myself. African feminism is my Bible. This year's AFF has been especially amazing. I see so much growth. I am seeing so much more diversity in the movement in terms of the people who are here, in terms of the young people who are here, in terms of the energies, in terms of the diverse movements that are here. And for me, that's so important and it's beautiful to see. And at the same time, I'm also seeing that, our aunties, our older sisters who, really brought the AFF together are also still here. So I am really seeing the sort of, intergenerational work and practice. And also even just like in the previous session, Kasha Jacqueline from Uganda, who is an LGBTI activist, was sharing about how Dr. Hilda Tadria, one of the founders of AWDF, had supported her organization and many of the activists she works with, and basically giving them this, supporting them, and you're seeing that in practice, right? So it's amazing to see, and for me, this AFF has been especially energizing. This is the third AFF I've been lucky enough to be a part of, and it feels really good. One of the things I really like about Zimbabwe is that the struggles of women who took part in the liberation movement is actually, I think, quite evident and clear. So on my first day here, I went to the National Liberation Acre, and in the monuments that have been put up, you see that they show women fighters and men fighters. I've also previously spoken to women like Margaret Dongo, who took part in the liberation struggle for independence. So you see how right from the very beginning, African women have also hand in hand with men and within communities resisted oppression, resisted colonization. Whilst we've been here about the AFF, we've been listening to activists who've been really a major part of movements like Fees Must Fall. We've been hearing from sisters in Egypt about their own resistance. We heard today about Yanmari in Senegal, and you can just see that women are leading and are active in all of the movements that are taking part in our continent. And it's amazing to see, and it's amazing for all of us to be able to come together, to learn from each other, and to be inspired by each other. I think the way forward is to continue doing what we're doing, to continue with acts of assistance, to continue building solidarity with one another. I think that's probably part of what we need to be able to do more. At the same time, we're doing so much. So many people are tired. So many people are just at a point of almost breaking down because it's almost like you're constantly struggling. So we also really need to support each other. We need to really think about our well-being in a collective way. We need to think of how we energize each other. And for me, spaces like this are critical for that. Coming together is an opportunity for us to energize each other. As somebody who loves the digital spaces, I think this is something that we need to do more and better. We need to utilize our digital spaces to stay connected. I personally feel like a lot of the feminist activists that I have become friends with from across the continent and diaspora, part of how we become friends is because we know each other through, the digital spaces, through Twitter, through our blogs, because we read each other's works. Once I've been here, people have said to me, "Oh my God, you're the Nana Darkoa who does adventures." I really feel like we need to use these spaces, and I'm saying this whilst recognizing that, of course, it's challenging for some people in some contexts. In some contexts, it's not safe to be online. I was reading in the Zimbabwean papers, I think just only 2 days ago, that the government wants to more or less figure out a way of getting rid of social media and constructing their own social network that they can control, like it's been done in places like China. And I'm horrified, but I think as feminists we need to resist this. We need to continue to take back the tech, which is another movement that feminists have been active in, and we need to also take control over the digital spaces and use that to strengthen our networks, because we can't always convene physically, and that's one space that we can take advantage of. There are so many. Funny enough, at least 2 of them work in AWDF. So Theo Sowa, who's an amazing inspirational African feminist, who I think really supports young women and practices a form of leadership that's always very inspiring to me, a sort of quiet, determined leadership. Jessica Horn, who I think is amazing in the sense that she's really able to blend her creativity with her analysis. Hakima Abbas is another sister that I really admire, whose politics I feel is just from the heart, and who is always looking to connect and help and support other sisters. Amina Doherty, a good friend of mine. I feel like I'm so lucky because a lot of my shearers are actually my friends or people that I can call and WhatsApp and talk to. But I'm inspired by all of these women, just by the way they live their lives, just by the way that they blend their feminism with their personal lives. It's really an inspiration, and yeah, it's a privilege to know them.
And oh, woman, find your soul. And don't let them tell you that this isn't yours. 'Cause you are yours, your voice, your power, your soul. Baby, don't let them tell you that this isn't yours. 'Cause you are yours, your voice, your power, your soul. Your voice, your power, your soul. Your soul, your voice, your power, your soul. Oh, oh, woman, won't you find your voice? Said woman, won't you find your soul? 'Cause this is yours, oh baby, you are yours. Your voice, your power, your soul. Your voice, your power, your soul.